I just want to point out, no battery in the saw, obviously. I'm not going to use this saw, so I'm not going to be wearing PPE and so forth, but just a couple of examples, I guess, of some of the incidents that we do see, and I suppose a quick way of probably preventing them from happening. Number one, if my timber's clamped to a saw stool or such so that it can't move, I can put my two hands on the saw. If the saw is to kick back, generally it'll kick backwards towards me. So if I'm standing beside the saw, I can see what I'm cutting. I've got two hands on top of the saw, and as I cut through it, my two hands are out of the way of the blade, comes back, I should be safe. So from an incident point of view, sometimes these incidents come through and somehow the power saw's flipped upside down, or it's shifted, or the guard's stuck and someone's got three or four fingers stuck in the saw. From that point of view, it's pretty hard to do. If I've got both hands on top of the saw, they're away from the blade, these incidents don't happen. Another real common occurrence again is ripping timber, which means cutting up the grain of the timber like such. And a lot of times as we're cutting, the saw has a tendency to kick back. Again, two hands on top of the saw and I'm beside it, away from it, and my timber's securely fixed and clamped. Once it kicks back, it's going to go that way. Okay, so from I guess a point of view, when we're rushing on site, a lot of times what we tend to see, if the timber's not clamped, someone will be ripping the timber, cutting along the line of the timber like that, have their hand behind it, holding it, pulling it, and the saw kicks back and runs straight over the top of the thumb. Or we have had incidents before where it's kicked back and actually hit someone in the abdomen. They'll be holding it up a little bit higher and come back and hit them in the abdomen. So just a couple of tips when we are using the power saw, especially around young workers, I guess inexperienced workers, is making sure that they do clamp the timber and they do have good practices. If we can change some of those behaviours, we should be able to minimise a lot of these injuries that we have.